There we go. Yo, what's going on? We're going to go ahead and get started. Wanted to talk about the takeaways that we had on our, what's it called? The Sync Alliance's live session, where we listen to people's music with a music supervisor and or sync agent, and we get a chance to basically understand what they're looking for, red flags to watch out for, and we also get their ears on our music, which is cool because it's the best way to actually get around sending out emails, because you're going to make the music anyway, but to actually know that they heard it versus like throwing it in a pile of other emails that they just haven't gotten to yet is, to me, the smartest way to actually get into sync licensing and land sync deals. So that's essentially what we're doing. JB, what's going on? I'm doing all right. How you been? So yeah, we're going to basically do this in a moment. If you guys have music you would like for me to listen to, let me know. That's what we're basically doing today. And yeah, it should be dope. But cool. Let me see if I can pull over the actual music that we listened to today, because 'twas fire. 'Twas fire. There was okay, so this stream isn't being monetized, so I want to share some of the music that was played today. Like, if you don't have music that sounds expensive, then you ain't ready yet. But the music that we had was absolutely ridiculous. Let me see if I can play this. You can send your music to the link in my story. This track that one of our members, Katie, sent in is absolutely ridiculous. Check this out. Check this out.
You are my world, you make me whole. Starting today, I will never feel alone. You are so good, I say, oh my God, you made there. What is it they can't?
Absolutely crazy. Definitely got everybody in the room moving when we were playing this live. It was crazy. So like a lot of cool stuff was going on. Like I was mentioning, some of the takeaways that we got from this session came along the lines of like high quality production. That's a must, because that's what they're listening for first. You got let me think, writing. As far as your lyrics are concerned, they need to be simple and universal. Stuff that you hear all the time, but it's good to hear directly from a sync agent. Let me see what else. Mixing, you got to make sure everything's clear. And you also have to have the ability to basically give yourself the ability to use different references to kind of force different genres. Is that a prime example of what we should be making? I mean, I don't think it's, what should you be making? You should be making the stuff that actually, speaks to your identity as far as sound is concerned. And also you want to make sure you're making stuff that, you're actually good at. Cause like, that's Latin pop. I'm not the biggest Latin pop listener. So like, I wouldn't make it unless I actually knew what I was doing. Stuff like that is really important to kind of understand. So, reasons, but it should sound that good, if that's what you're asking as far as level of quality. It should be dope. But yeah, other questions, let me know. How else can let me see, let me go check the box here and see if anybody's submitted any music. If you guys want to listen to some, or if you want me to listen to your music, go to the link in bio. If you're on YouTube, it's in the description, and we can kind of check out some of your music. Oh, something else that was mentioned during the stream with the sync agent was that, and you hear this all the time in my latest YouTube videos about this, persistence is key in sync licensing. It is a marathon, not a sprint, which means that you're going to collect a bit of catalog before you actually get a placement. For instance, for me personally, I wrote like 218 songs. I keep that number to this date to help me remember that it is a process. So don't ever get too comfortable and expect that something's going to change very quickly. I don't think that's fair to yourself. So that was something that was said, and it is really important. The other takeaway we got from the session was essentially to make sure that the clarity of the vocals is there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're paying extra money for the lyric, which means that you gotta make sure it's very easy to perceive and very easy to hear. If you don't have that, sorry, it's not gonna work. Even if the track is like super amazing. So doing those kinds of things, universal hooks, and using those universal hooks in strategic places in your song, which you talked about in a lot more detail, are things that are easily going to make your music a lot more geared towards sync licensing and the big bucks. So yeah, cool. Other questions? What other things did we talk about? Everyone always asks the question if there's any type of, what's the word, trends in briefs that they get, just to try to figure out what's going on, what's popular. Honestly, unless it's ads, anything goes. There's no real clear briefs outside of seasons for holidays, if you ask me. So it can widely go from like emotional ballads to like aggressive punk music. So definitely just make what you're good at. That's the biggest thing or takeaway that we had today, because like you're competing versus people that are experts with the lackluster stuff that you attempted to try to make. You know what I'm saying? For lack of a better word or explanation. So you want to make sure you do that kind of stuff. Trying to think, what other things did we have while we wait for some streams here? Other things. Focus on your strengths. We talked about that. Build a catalog. Make your choruses lyrically timeless and universal. That was something else that was brought up. And then nostalgia sells in the current market. So whatever your lyrics are doing, make sure they're actually really speaking to times of yesteryear, for lack of a better way to explain it. That helps tremendously. Move my phone here. I'm trying to pull up Ableton because someone asked me for stems, and while we wait for you guys to send music, I will I'll print some stems, because that's me trying to be productive. Let me go grab this over here, bring it over here. There we go. Other questions, let me know. What the? All right, get off my stream. My wife is on my stream. She thinks she's funny. It's delayed. I wonder how long it's going to take before she sees it. Okay, I'm going to open up Ableton and find out what's... So, essentially, actually, let me just play it, because maybe you guys can help out here. So, essentially, I sent some music off, and for some odd reason, dang, I'm going to need to find it. Oops, on to the next one. I made some music and I thought I sent like an instrumental version. There it is. I hate looking for music in my folders, because the problem is that like I name it one thing, and when I send it to a vocalist, they end up changing the name because it's their lyrics. But I made a, what the? She said I get 3 followers. You said my volume's low? Okay, fair enough. I can turn that up. Turn it up from here. Check, check, check. Is this better? Is this better? Is this better? It's probably better now. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, but basically what I was mentioning before was that it's hard to find the the vocalese version. Okay, so I'm gonna play this version, and you guys tell me if it's got either too many lyrics or do you hear any lyrics at all. What's supposed to be is a vocalese version, which means that it's not heavy with lyrics, but they're there, so to speak. Here, I'll show my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Yeah, check this out. So like there's actual music on it, but like the problem is like for some odd reason it doesn't come off as a vocalese. So I need to either maybe it got named the wrong thing. That's a possibility. But like yeah, it's just like there's vocal things there. There's ad libs and all kinds of stuff. So like don't know exactly why it's doing that, but I'm going to send that over. Actually, let me check my disco. Maybe that's something that, maybe that's the problem. If you're not using disco, I highly advise. It's a really good way to, okay, yeah, let me see. Yeah, the hooks are there. Okay. When I sent it, I don't think I gave them, I don't think it was batched, which would make sense. I sent it a while ago. Let me check it out. Yeah, it wouldn't. I don't think it was on the right thing. That's why. Okay, fair enough. I will send that later today. Cool. Problem solved. Do you guys have any questions? We were trying to listen to some of you guys' music for the stream. I think we went through everybody's music earlier with the the sync agent. So we didn't have any extras that I needed to go over. I think we listened to Zach's last time. Yeah, we listened to Zach's last time. So, yeah. Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints? Let me know. What else can we do here? You guys want to listen to some more music? We're totally down. Oh, appreciate it. Dope. Yeah, if you guys have any music that you want heard and critiqued for sync, I'm an open book. Let me know what I can do to help. In the meantime, I will play some more music from our private community. Do I have music to review? No, I don't actually. We went through all of it earlier. So if you have something that you want heard, now would be a perfect time to submit. The submission link is inside of my story if you're on Instagram, and under the description link if you're on YouTube. But yeah. Send me the link. I need the link. Let's see here. In the meantime, there is some music in here that I have not actually had the chance to listen to. It is from Zach. Zach just joined us, I want to say a week ago during our special. Listen to some Brian Tyler, Fast and Furious, Tyler Bates, John Wick, and their music is a lot darker. So I guess he made some stuff for that. Let's check it out. Okay, so this is actually really cool. It sounds really well mixed. The production value there is like top tier. The thing that I would actually probably, the only thing I would actually tweak is probably just the beginning, just because there's a lot of things that I feel like were repeated. You know what I'm saying? So like, for instance, like, let me check here. You take 30 seconds to play a snare drum. And although like it works very well, I think, for specific mediums, if you want to maximize placements, you could chop that in half. You could easily chop that in half from a arrangement production standpoint. Now, will you have to add maybe a couple extra seconds to make it feel like a full track? Yes. But whether that be just take the drums out for 8 bars and add that as a section, or give the bass guitar a moment to shine with just a snare or a kick drum, I think you'll be just fine. This is dope. I like it a lot. I hope you are pitching. Hope you're pitching this kind of stuff, because there's all kinds of need for stuff like this. It could be used on, like you were mentioning, like a John Wick situation or a Fast and Furious. But I actually hear it on other television shows, because it to me it screams bar scene, not car chase, believe it or not. It could also be a swagger montage for like reality TV. There's a lot of different places that you might not have thought of when it comes to music like this. So like, definitely would suggest sending this out with a collection of other songs for sync placements for sure. Cool. Let me see what other, and that's the other cool thing, D, when it comes to listening to the crazy stuff inside of our community, is that it is inspiring. Like, it forces me to make music every week, just because like there's a lot of heavy hitters in our group, which is awesome. Let me see. Like I was mentioning before, D, if you want me to listen to this, send this link. There's a link in my story that will give me access to said music. And if you're sharing via streaming link, like a SoundCloud, cool. But if you're sharing via Apple, I don't have Apple Music, which means that if you're, and I mentioned this in one of my YouTube videos, if you're sending a link that you need a subscription to actually listen, you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot, because you're assuming that everybody has the same streaming service, and most people don't. So kind of keep that in mind. I like to use things like Disco or Realcrafter. SoundCloud works, but for whatever you do not use Dropbox or Google Drive. They are the bane of my existence, and I share that sentiment with many different music supervisors and sync reps. So if you want to be heard, make sure you're sending the appropriate links for sure. But yeah, do you guys have? We're looking for questions here. Let me know if there's anything that you have questions on when it comes to sync. We can listen to another track from the group if we don't have any questions, but want to make sure everybody got what they needed. Let me see, what else can we play? We can play this one. So this one was sent in from yours truly, and let me see here. Let's play the last half of it. Interesting. I think with this one, I wanted the toms to sound a specific way, and I feel like I got close, but there's still like maybe it's some bit crushing or something that needs to happen. Feedback. Oh, that's not good. My bad. I forgot the. So what's weird with OBS at the moment is that like you have to mute. I have to mute my mic in order for me to play music. So I'll keep that in mind. But yeah, when it comes to tracks like this, there's not a lot of elements, but there's not a lot of repeated elements, but there's a lot of like ear candy and things of that nature, which is really important for dance music. So something to kind of keep in mind. Thanks, Paul. I'll try to make sure that doesn't happen. I totally forgot about it. But yeah, listening to more music from our group. Let me see if there was another interesting one that we had. Oh, TC's stuff was really good. Check this out. I'll mute my mic here.
Well, fancy that, I'm a real one. Shady, I can't be that. Like, ayy, and if you can't see that, what a shame. Guess I gotta bring fancy back. Ayy, well, fancy that, I'm a real one. Shady, I can't be that. Like, ayy, and if you can't see that, what a shame. Guess I gotta bring fancy back. Ayy, pinkies up, still on the floor. Homie, go and drink it up. Pinkies up, still on the floor. Homie, go and drink it up. Pinkies up, still on the floor. Homie, go and drink it up. Pinkies up, still on the floor. Homie, go and drink it up. The function makes it kinda hard to function. Oh no, I missed the mark. It's too late to punch it. Hey.
Crazy stuff. Absolutely crazy stuff. That stuff could easily be used on club scenes. Actually, I feel like that one would work better in a car chase than the other one we listened to with the heavy rock. High quality production. Like I was saying before, guys in here do not play at all. And it's super inspiring. So like definitely something to kind of consider. I'm gonna, like I was mentioning before, I'm gonna take all these links and send them to the sync rip we had in today. We had Pei Chung, who is from What Up Pitches, and it's based in Chicago / LA, and they get music on all kinds of cool stuff. Like I think they got some things with Facebook or Meta. They've had a ton of Love is Blind placements. They've had stuff on different commercials like Maker's Mark pays. Rico, we just saw Rico in the community. So like those are the kinds of people that we have come through on Wednesdays. And thankfully, as mentioned before, there was a lot of good reviews. Like she couldn't really find many things to say about these tracks. And so because of that, she was like, all right, well, send me these. Definitely can find some use for them. So basically, like I was mentioning before, it's a faster way to actually get into a music library or sync agency. Because like we ain't got to worry about emails, especially because the sync agent actually knows me. So if I do send an email, it'll go through to directly to her instead of her or him. Instead of it going to like a random submission link inbox. You know what I'm saying? So direct access. That's what we offer inside the community. But if you guys don't have any other questions, I think it's about dinner time. Let me see. Was there any other things from my notes that I picked up from our session that I can share? Balance between vocals and instrumentals are important. Look at my notes here. Minimal tracks require solid individual elements. This was something that was interesting. Make sure you're adding, when you have vocals, whenever they're not singing, find some interesting way to add vocalese, which is basically your oohs, your ahs, your heys. It could feel like an ad lib or it could be a melodic thing. you want to make sure you have that, because that gives you like extra bonus points when it comes to opportunities for syncs. Because even just O's can really increase like relatability and potential for your songs. So like that's something else we kind of had a discussion about. Here's something that was interesting. One of the tracks, actually, let me play it and see if you guys have an opinion on this. One of these tracks, it felt, the strings felt so good that we were all questioning if it was a sample or not, which is either a good programming thing to say or like something you need to watch out for. Was it this one? No, it wasn't this one. This one was interesting too. I'm gonna play that one in a second. But there's another one. Where's it at? Where's it at? Is it this one? Was it from Alexander? I think it was. Yeah, this one. Check out this one. This one's dope. But like, we were like, is this a sample? Can't tell. It might be a library, Paul. I don't know, man. Like, that was something that the sync agent really liked. They liked this song, but then they were like, those strings sound amazing. So now my question is like, yo, what string library is this? Because it sounds super dope. Like, listen to this. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Who does that? It's really good. So I'm curious as to like how he made this. We need to get that man a shield. Dope stuff. I'm definitely going to send that over too. It wasn't a complete like breakaway. Like it wasn't a turnoff for the the sync agent. But she was like, "Yo, like I would ask more questions about this just to make sure, just because like they sound that good." So very dope stuff. Actually, looks like Instrumental actually asked that question. So hopefully we will find out exactly if it was done via sample or not. Now that you mention it, like maybe it's just bandwagon, but like it feels like they wrote it, but it sounds like it's a sample, if that makes sense. Treat it like a sample, yeah. Interesting stuff. All right, bro. I'll catch you later. Take it easy. Peace. Cool. So that is that. There's one other song, and I wonder if it gives you guys the same vibes. This was brought up in our session, and I thought it was interesting because the track is dope, but it gave me Too Close to a reference, and I want to talk about that. Check this out. it died.
I'm levitating, got my heart racing. This feeling I'm chasing, locked in a daze, always. They say to take it slow, but honestly I don't know, 'cause you got me out of control. I wanna steal a kiss, can I feel your hands around my hips? So just be mine tonight. Every time I think about you, feeling butterflies, I can't get you so out of my head, my darling. Every time I think about you, feel now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. Does that mean it's so? Move it up, down, left, right, oh. Switch it up like Nintendo. Say you can't sleep, baby, I know. Does that mean it's so? I can't relate to desperate.
Even the vocal production sounds really, really close. So whoever made this is really good at production. It's just a matter of like, yo, this is spot on. The only thing that really feels different are the lyrics and the they added an 808 sub, which I think was dope. Hold on, let me play it again.
Butterflies, I wanna make you mine, oh mine. Am I crazy? I think about you, do you think about?
Yeah, there's a sub in there. But like it's just too close. So the question came up, how close is too close? And yeah, it's a bit much. This is like, I don't even think it's out of the, I think it's in the same key. Let me check.
My kids are damned. Help me think about me. Oh yeah, oh yeah. I think
It's not in the same key from what I can hear. I don't have a piano on me. Well, it's in the back, but I don't think that it's in the same key, which is a good thing. But like, nah, I don't know if that's it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if that's it. So like, definitely something to look out for. She gave us a couple tips to keep away from this, and I might make a video on it later because it's super helpful. But that's going to be a red flag for any supervisor and or sync agent, because it's like, yo, they might get away with it as far as with E&O insurance and all that kind of stuff. They're going to blame us for making something that close, because it's weird, because there's a fine line between like, hey, this is what we kind of want it to sound like, but if it's too close, it's like, yo, it's too close, we'll get sued. Even if the melody's different, production sometimes can be weird that way. I mean, and this production is great, like very well mixed. You can obviously tell that this is coming from somebody that knows what they're doing. But if it's too close, it's too close, and they won't want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. So the best thing to do is use multiple references. Like I said, I'll make a video on this later, but like, by doing that, you'll never sound the same, and you'll actually improve faster when it comes to your production skills, your lyric writing, all that kind of stuff, because you're pulling from all these different sources to create your own thing. So that was something that was talked about in extensive detail during our session. But that is pretty much it. If you guys don't have, let me check the file if there's any music that was sent in. If y'all don't have no music, that's cool, because I can go eat. Oh, somebody did send in something. Let's check it out. YouTube source? No, it's a disco link. Okay, bet. R&B. Let me pull this up, and hopefully if they're still here. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here. Okay, dope. I like orange, so I'm gonna go with Spicy Tropicana first. Mr. Solo Key.
This is a Solo Key production.
Cool. I think I get the gist of this song. I think this could work for sync for sure, but there's some things that we can do to enhance this song so that it has more potential. So like what you do well is easily, I mean, with how you have your drums, the mix is done pretty spot on. Everything slaps. You have good arrangement skills because every 4 bars something changes. Even if it's ever so subtly. What I would actually do, and let me see if I can actually zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Now, don't get me wrong, like the waveform on disco is not perfect, but I need more variety in this. I'm going to do something I like to call the needle drop test that I took from college. And essentially it checks for if there's enough noticeable changes. I mean, this song's 3 minutes and 44 seconds long. So there should be a multitude of different ideas in this track. So I'm gonna play a couple different spots, and you guys tell me if it sounds different. So like, I'd give it a C. Maybe a D plus on variety or different ideas. It's just they're being looped in and out, which is a good start, but something I would definitely do on a track like this is I would actually either take the play that down octave, take out the hi-hats. You only do it, I only caught it here where they weren't there, but like take out the hi-hats, play nothing, don't play the bass for like 4 to 8 bars. Yeah, the bass is playing the whole time. So like that's definitely something that we can do to make this feel more interesting and engaging. There's some other things here, but I think that's the biggest takeaway to change this song for the better. Also, like, we don't need producer tags at all. This almost gives me the vibe, if I was a sync agent, like you took a bunch of songs off of your hard drive that didn't sell, or you didn't throw up on a beat store and wanted to use them for sync. Because there's no reason for you to have a beat tag in sync licensing. You won't hear Kato on the track on like on anything unless it was a high budget television show where they could actually afford like Nicki Minaj or a track from Sabrina Carpenter. You know what I'm saying? So like there's no reason to actually have that in there. You're gonna get paid. So like the whole reason for beat tags was to make sure that you got compensation or recognition, right? And sync licensing is a little different world. You don't do that. You can easily claim whatever placements you get, no one really fights about it. So that's always nice. But yeah, outside of that, I feel like this is packaged well. I love it shows that you put some TLC into this kind of stuff. So that's good. We talk about that in other videos. And like, yeah, this is dope. Other thing I would probably suggest is adding transition sounds to your stuff. I think you have quite the opportunity to make this even more dynamic. But like, other than that, good job. Nice job. Cool. Do we have any other music while we're here? Thanks for sending something in. Let me double check. Dope. Okay, we are clear to land. Guys, thanks for hanging around. I think I'm gonna start doing this every Wednesday after our session, just so you guys can get a recap. But again, if you want your music heard by supervisors and sync agents, music library owners, we bring them in every Wednesday, and they listen to our tracks. They give us feedback, kind of like I just did. But you can hear it straight from the horse's mouth, which I think is extremely helpful. And you also have the opportunity to essentially have the ability to soft pitch your music so that your music can be proven to be heard, refined to the best of its ability for sync licensing, and then also, like in case of today, get your music directly sent to those industry players. Very helpful. But in the meantime, I will catch you guys next time. I think we're gonna make this a regular thing. Like I said, on Wednesdays seem like a good day to do something like this. But yeah. Any other questions? I'll catch y'all later. It's dinner time. Peace. Catch y'all. Oh, also, if you want to be on the ringer for next week, by all means, send your stuff in. If you're looking at the stream later, it'll be in my description on YouTube. And if you're on Instagram, the link is in my stories for about 23 hours. So send in your music. Love to hear it. Love to maybe critique it for sync. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.